Hello and welcome to Nick Clayton Photography. This is my first vlog, something I've been thinking about doing for a little while, but one reason or another just never got around to doing it, but now I'm going to give it a go. I follow quite a few other wildlife photographers out there, both professional and amateur. I'm an amateur hobbyist photographer myself, but I do enjoy the wildlife aspect of photography, nature, the odd landscape, sunsets, that sort of thing, but mostly wildlife, birds of prey, owls, that sort of thing. Badgers are on my to-do list, and you know, the not your common garden birds and that sort of thing, although I do enjoy taking photographs of those on the days that you can't get out. But the things that you can expect from this channel, hopefully, are owls and birds of prey particularly. As I said, hopefully badgers, and the more unusual types of nature that you don't get to see that often that do exist. I'm based in mid-Suffolk myself. I'm currently sat in, believe it or not, in my caravan in the back garden. We're currently in the lockdown status due to coronavirus here in the UK, depending on when you watch this, of course, but just to explain. So I'm quite fortunate that we live in quite a large corner plot, and we've got room to set up our full caravan and awning, which acts as my wildlife hide for the garden birds and things that come in the garden. We also get hedgehogs and things like that come in as well, so I can get quite a good vantage point and use the awning as a hide, as a make do kind of hide, to get some photographs of those. I'll add some images later on at the end of this video for you, just to give you an idea of the sort of things that I have taken. Hopefully you'll enjoy the content on the channel and you'll like and subscribe to it. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next upload. And the next upload will hopefully be from out in the field somewhere. And I'll be out in my local area on my daily permitted exercise doing a short little vlog. Hopefully have something that I can come home with some, you know, quality video and maybe a few decent image captures that I can show you. I'll give you a quick rundown of the gear. This is generally how I tend to go out, dressed in like camouflage kind of gear as I go out, even for a general walk. Whenever I've got my camera with me, I've usually got either a waterproof camouflage coat on, or like this, a lightweight fleece. Most importantly, when I'm in here, is a cup of coffee in my barn owl mug. Not my image, I should add. That's a guy called Nigel Pye, who's from Norfolk, and he's produced some fantastic images. I bought that from Woodbridge Market in Suffolk, and I had a good chat with Nigel there about the owls, and was planning on a trip up there, but obviously coronavirus put paid to that. We was also due to be going to Scarborough as well, where I've seen a lot of red kites and that sort of thing around the North Yorkshire area. Maybe a quick trip to Bempton again, if I could persuade the wife to go and see the gannets and the puffins again, which would have been there. But obviously coronavirus has put paid to all of that. Anyway, I'll give you a quick rundown of the gear that I use for when I'm out mainly in the field. This is my camera body. I don't get the lens out of the way first. So it's got a battery grip on it as well to give me a bit of extra battery life while I'm out in the field. And it's a APS-C. It's a Canon 80D. I think you can see that there now. So it's a Canon 80D crop sensor, 24 megapixel sensor, and a 7 frames a second shooting capability. So it's fairly good. It's good enough for my needs anyway. And the lens I've got on there at the moment is pretty much my go-to lens. It's a bit of a heavy beast. It's a Sigma Sport 60 to 600 millimeter telephoto, f4.5 at the short end and f6.3 at the long end, which that's the long end, so that's 600 millimeters, and that's a 6.3, and that's 60 mil, and that's f4.5. It's quite a beast of a lens, 105 mil filter size, quite heavy, 3.7 kilos I think it weighs. So with the camera body and the battery grip and the lens, probably carrying just over 5.25 kilos around all day. So it gets a bit tiresome. I do prefer to hand hold shoot as well. So I just like the freedom that hand holding gives, but I do take advantage of gate posts and hedgerows and small branches in the lower, the lower branches of trees and that sort of thing, to give me a bit of stability. I appreciate that probably gives me means I have to run a higher shutter speed than a lot of the other guys out there that would be able to run when they're using tripods or monopods and stuff, but it's just my style and it's just how I prefer to do it. So yeah, I've got a cat coming in now. I don't know if it will come into the shot, but one of our cats has just decided to come in and say hello. 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 You're on telly. So yeah, basically the content that I'm aiming to produce for the channel will be wildlife based, nature, sunsets, that sort of thing, but basically outdoor stuff and away from the garden environment, as it were, although we are planning on building a wildlife area in the garden as well, and depending on what the weather does and how long lockdown goes on for, I may well do some macro and close-up video stuff for the insects and wildlife that comes into the garden. I've seen a lot of orange tip butterflies in the garden this year, which is something I really want to get a decent image of and maybe some video of, because they're quite rare and there seems to be quite a lot of them around this year. Out in the field, when I have been out doing my exercise walks, I prefer to go out before first light and go for an early morning walk as the sun's rising. The morning chorus at the moment from the birds is incredibly loud at the moment, sort of 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning is unbelievably loud in the mornings, which is lovely to hear as I'm heading off out the door. Quite fortunate, I've got a lot of natural woodland and permissive farm tracks and paths that I have permission to use, and I've seen quite a lot of hares around this year, the brown hare or European hare as they are. I've seen quite a lot of those this year, so I'll put a couple of images of those up that I've taken as well. And hopefully the next video will be one from out in the field. We'll have some live, well, I say live, you know what I mean, but it will be shot live, video of some nature and wildlife out in the field, and hopefully get some good stills we can and put them in as well for you, and hoping that you'll enjoy the stuff I put out, and you'll hit that like and subscribe button and the bell icon, and you won't miss any more future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.